Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Macon-Bibb County Committee of the Whole meeting. Today is Tuesday, November the 14th, and the time is now 9 o'clock. I'd like to welcome everyone here today. We got several very important items on the agenda, and we will have a need to go into executive session, although I do not expect any votes to be taken after the executive session. So we'd like to officially call this meeting to order and welcome everyone here. I'm not aware of any announcements today, but we do begin with our approval of the minutes. Item 3A is the approval of the minutes from September the 12th. Is that correct? 2023 meeting. That's my motion. Can I get a second? Second by Commissioner Tillman. Any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Thank you. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. We're going to move on to appointments to authorities, boards, and committees. And we have a few people here today for those appointments. The first is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission appointing David Danzy to serve on the Macon Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. Mr. Danzy, if you don't mind standing up, I know everybody recognizes who you are. We appreciate you being here today. And there'll be some further announcements regarding Mr. Danzy and the position that he'll be taking. But you can come up that microphone just in case one particular commissioner wants to hear from you. I don't know. The hit dog will holler, though, since Commissioner Lucas made a remark, I'm sure. I'm sure that's it. So thank you for being here. I know you've got experience over there at the Macon Housing Authority, and certainly you serve on our Macon-Bibb County Affordable Housing Board as well. But just two quick lines about why you think you're a good fit for this board. And we'll turn your microphone on, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, I have had experience with the Housing Authority. I worked there before and also served on the board. But I think it's important that we continue to advocate for low to moderate income areas in our community. And so I think we can do that. From a Synovus standpoint, it's a CRA responsibility for us to continue to enhance the community. So I look forward to being an asset.
And I think he's got big shoes to fill. This is Ms. Pearlie Tolliver, who's going to be coming off this board. Been serving there for a long time. We expect to do something very special for her in the upcoming future. So at this time, I entertain a motion for approval from Mr. Danzy. Motion by Commissioner Tillman. We have a second. Second by Commissioner Bronson. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. Thank you for being here, sir. The next item is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission reappointing Kyle Green and Aisha Anderson to serve as members of the Macon-Bibb County Defined Contribution and Deferred Compensation Plan Administrative Board. Either one of those here today? Okay, have to make sure. This is just a reappointment. We've previously appointed to them under our Defined Contribution Board, and that's my motion. Can I get a second? Second by Commissioner Tillman. Any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. The final one is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission reappointing Lisa Berrien to serve as a member of the Macon-Bibb County Urban Development Authority. Is Lisa here today? Okay. Also, just as a recent appointment that we reappointed her to, she's doing a great job. Urban Development Authority had recommended her to serve again in that capacity, and certainly would be my wish as well. So this time I entertain a motion for approval. Motion by Commissioner Lucas. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Wynn. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Thank you. That motion carries. Will be sent to consent agenda. We're going to move on to new alcohol beverage licenses. And the first one is Mudra 6999, dealing with business as Welcome Food, located at 6999 Knoxville Road in Lizella, Georgia. Just one second. Okay, if you should have received in your materials all the information about this as a convenience store with no fuel, and they meet all the legal and statutory, including the certificate of good standing for this location. Commissioner Wilder?
It's a change of ownership on convenience store.
Attorney Harris? I'm sorry. Davis? Davis?
It is a change of ownership, and it is a gas station. It does have fuel. That was just a misprint in the agenda.
Not bad. Any other questions, Commissioner Wilder? Okay, this is just a change of ownership. They met all the legal and statutories. It does have fuel there at that location, so which means they don't have to close automatically at 11 o'clock and does not a FICE mark. So this time we entertain a motion for approval. Motion by Commissioner Wilder. We have a second. Second by Commissioner Wynn. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda. The next one is Nishu 2023 LLC, doing business as Nishu Food Mart, located at 2243 Shirling Drive in Macon. This is also there you go, there's a store. This is also a change of ownership. It is a gas station, and we have a at arm's length lease, and they completed their certificate of good standing as well, and legal recommends approval. At this time, I'll make that motion. Can we get a second? Second by Commissioner Wilder. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries with the exception of Commissioner Bronson. And it'll be moved to the consent agenda next week. Going to move on to a couple of streetlights. And who's going to present on those streetlights? Ms. Beavers? Okay. Come on down. The first one is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission accepting the recommendation of Facilities Management to deny the request. Denial is why it's before you today for installation of additional streetlights at the intersection of Macado Avenue and Grady Street pursuant to Article 10 of Chapter 29 of Macon-Bibb County Code of Ordinances. And we're here from our attorney, Ms. Adriana Beavers, please.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mayor Miller. The Facilities Management Department has found reason to recommend that this request be denied, as there is currently a streetlight installed at the corner of Mikado and Grady. When they went out to do their survey, they saw that that facility was there and operational. So they recommended denial for our request for Mikado.
Okay. And any questions regarding that item? Is already out there. We sent them out to inspect it. I'm not sure what the request was made for initially, unless it's put up in the meantime. But Commissioner Lucas, you have a question?
Yeah, operational. What's their? Yeah.
That the just that the streetlight is emitting light. We're being billed for it, and it is emitting light in the evenings.
Oh, okay. I've been doing a lot of driving around recently when it's dark, just because we've had these issues to come up where there have been street lights denied, a recommendation for denial. I think it is awfully dark in a lot of places. And I think denial based on, there's light coming out or whatever, I don't think that's all that's involved in the safety issue. And because the Pedestrian Safety Review Board has done so much work, and we've discussed on so many different occasions, what actually constitutes safety, and the connection to the lighting in there. Now, I know there were some people, when we had the old lights, people were complaining about too much light, in their homes, coming into their homes and stuff. But now the lights, the change is better, but the lighting just comes down in that area, just in that area, so that all the areas around it are dark, very dark. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to vote against the denial. But in doing that, I would like to ask that we review what constitutes sufficient lighting in light of the fact that there are so many places where it is extremely dark with the new focus, with the lighting just coming down in that area. And I know I haven't used the right terms. I know there are some terms for all of that and everything, but I think we need to take another look at what constitutes our definition of the safety issue in those areas.
Thank you, Commissioner Lucas. Commissioner Bronson?
Hey, I have to echo the sentiments of Commissioner Lucas. So in regards to the area, it falls right off of Houston Avenue, and if you know about Houston Avenue, we can need all the support we can get. So when it boils down to safety and security, if it's lighting up the area to ensure that, that kind of minimizes, should I say, the opportunity for something to happen. I'd much rather us vote to implement and place that light there, or place an additional light further down if need be. But I'm gonna have to vote against the removal of the light vest. And I'm urging all other commissioners to kind of do the same. We know what's going on in Houston Avenue. We know what's going on in certain parts of town. So let's do what we can to help the issue.
Commissioner Watkins?
Yeah, I guess I'm curious. It strikes me as strange that a citizen would request a light in the exact same place. So I'm curious that we follow up with whoever the requester was to make sure that everyone's on the same page with this request.
Our facilities management team sent a letter to the requester on October 31st of this year. I do not know if they've received a response.
Okay, and I guess my sentiments are kind of the same, minus that response. Just assuming that everyone's of sound mind, they knew that the light was there when they made the request. It would just strike me that they were probably talking about something else or additional lighting to appease them, because it is a process to request the light. And I hadn't been there to tour this exact site, but it's not hard for me to believe, as Commissioner Bronson says, there's probably an opportunity for us at least to light this area better, being that we have a request. So, I'm sorry, you're about to say something.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that the request came in on August 20th. So it may very well be that that light was installed from a prior request in the timing since this request was made.
If it's okay with the rest of the body, I would like for us to table. I'm gonna motion to table just so we can get the rest of the information.
That's fine. We got a motion to table by Commissioner Watkins. We got a second by Commissioner Lucas. Non-debatable motion. All those in favor of tabling this item, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That item is tabled. We'll get Mr. Riles to confirm the date of installation on that and decide whether or not it needs to come back for commission. Going to move on to item B, which is a similar issue. A resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission accepting the recommendation of Facilities Management to deny the request for installation of additional lights at 508 Charles Street pursuant to Article 10 of Chapter 29 of the Macon-Bibb County Code of Ordinances. You can see a picture right there, and explanation, Ms. Beavers, on this one.
So this request was made to our facilities management team on October 6th, 2023. And our facilities management team went out and did a survey and found that there was a street light at 502 Charles and 535 Charles. And because of that, they found that it was sufficient lighting, that another street light did not need to be installed at 508.
Okay. Questions or commissioners on this item? I'm trying. Yes, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving. So I think it's a situation where we need to look at the process that we have, right? If we're just not getting to vote on these in this regard, because that may just be the thing, right? It may just be a thing, like you said before, hey, there was already a light that was placed there in the process of us doing the request. So I would move the table to get more additional information on it, make sure we're following suit properly.
Okay. I've got a motion to table by Commissioner Bronson. Is there a second? Second by Mayor Pro Tem Clark. All those in favor of the motion to table, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
I think that's three. Three? Motion fails, but it's tabled. Let's go ahead and move on to item 7A, which is, as long as it's not concerning this item here. Okay, well, not speaking on that item, we just tabled. We can talk about it later. Item 7A is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission to authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with Macon-Bibb County Economic Opportunity Council, EOC, granting emergency solutions grant in an amount of $68,000 for the provision of homelessness prevention services. We've got several of these items, I believe 7A through 7H. And Ms. Wanzina Jackson is here today, and we set aside this time to go over these. I know that there are some representatives from a lot of these nonprofits that are here today. So we'll start with number one. Ms. Jackson, thank you for being here again today. And we have numerous of these items and pastors going to these agencies today that we'll discuss. So we'll begin with the first item that we just mentioned there for the $68,000 for the provision of homelessness prevention services to the EOC.
So this particular one, this is for homeless prevention, as you stated. This is for assistance for individuals that are experiencing or at risk of becoming homeless as far as being evicted in our community. This one, we are looking at providing $68,000 to Macon-Bibb EOC for homeless prevention. And these are from Emergency Solutions Grant funds.
And do you have anybody from EOC here this morning?
Yes, we do. We have their executive director, Ms. Hill, and we also have the program manager, who is Carlton Williams, with regards to that program.
I appreciate them being here today. I just want to make sure that we recognize them in case there's no questions. They're here this morning. They got up to come see us. I want to make sure. So I do have a couple of lights on, so we'll start with Commissioner Lucas. Commissioner Lucas?
Thank you. How many homeless folks are there? Well, my question is, how many people are there that are on the waiting list to receive, maybe the agency has the numbers of folks who are on the waiting list?
Mr. Carter Williams? I'll be happy to provide some insight to that. Thank you,
I'm
Mr.
sure
Williams, for being
he's
here
ready.
today. Good morning.
Morning.
Mayor, Commissioners. I'll be honest, we stopped taking a waiting list a couple of months ago because we ran out of those funds. But I can report that with the funding that we've received since 2022, we have assisted 83 persons were served, 48 adults, 35 children, and 38 head of households. And that grant, those two grants, because we ended up running out of funds once before, and then we asked for an extension of funds. So we started with $57,000, and we ended up with $165,000. So altogether, the average amount that we helped with that different households that we did serve, the 38 households, it was over $4,000. That's including rent and utilities. So we saved that amount of people from becoming homeless. With the funds from this grant, we're proposing to serve about 25 households.
These
To
are
serve
prevention
what?
services.
About 25 households. You got to remember, with homeless prevention, they're already months behind. Rents have increased considerably. Utilities are high. So they're coming off of a summer where, you know, your light bill is $200-300 a month. So we're trying to fight all of that.
Yeah. Um, uh, and I appreciate that information. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about the problem, because there is a problem. And then if you stop taking, then taking folks and adding them to the list, then how many are not being served? So that's just a
Well, you know,
question I wanna
Georgia
put out
Legal
there.
Services stepped in and filled the gap with funds that were left over from the Georgia Rental Assistance Program. And so that's why, to be honest with you, we originally had no intentions of reapplying for homeless prevention, but because there were none of these funds available, yet the need is so great, we thought that as an agency serving the community, as we do, we would be doing an injustice to the residents of Macon-Bibb County. So that's why we're stepping in to help
right.
out again.
I appreciate that, and that's very, very important. I know some people who were in that situation of not having a place to live, and of living in a hotel, you know, based on what the families could provide, and then going to an agency and getting some services provided. But then those services ended, and they ended up just out there trying to figure it out. So, and these are working people. They're not paid probably what they ought to be paid, but they were working
That is
and they
correct.
were homeless. So The last thing I want to say on this, because I know we've got some other items to consider, is someone told me just last week that they were just so surprised. They saw 2 school buses pull up to a hotel and they let a whole bunch of children off the bus
Well, since
at the
COVID,
hotel.
hotels have become another option for housing, and they can afford to pay the $1,300-$1,400 a month in hotel fees, but they cannot come up with the security deposits. Landlords have put so many barriers up for renting properties. Before COVID, we used to could rent uh, with clients that had zero income. We have not been able to house not one single family with zero income since that time. They're asking for 2 times the rent, 3 times the rent, 4 times the rent, and yet the rent has gone up. A $550 apartment is now right at $1,000. So that's what we're facing as a community.
Yeah, and from time to time, those agencies that are working on this issue, and I know many of them are, if you would just continue to provide that information to remind everybody that there are working people out there who need some assistance, and I think we need a reminder from time to time. So we appreciate all the work that you do
You're
in
correct.
this area.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Commissioner Lucas. We have Commissioner Wynn and then Commissioner Watkins. Commissioner Wynn?
Yes, sir, thank you. Don't you sit down yet, Mr. Williams. How are you this morning?
I'm fine. How are you
Good.
today?
Listen, I always ask a few questions about this because it always concerns me of how we reach the people out there to let them know we have this for their assistance, rental assistance and things, utility assistance. I was concerned when I heard you say that you ran out of funding, so you didn't take any people on the waiting list. Do you take everyone? Do you help not just women and children, but do you help men and children or men and single women? Do you help them with homeless situations as well as everybody else?
Yes, ma'am, we do. And under this particular program, and it's not a CARES grant, it's a regular city grant. So the financial criteria is very low. It's 30% of the average and median income. So anybody that come to us with an eviction notice or demand letter and they're in need and they can show us that if we help save them, they'll be able to maintain moving forward, because you don't want to throw good money behind bad money. In the event that somebody has decided, and I get this all the time, I'm not working for $8 an hour. I'm not going to work for $10 an hour. So why then should we assist? But because we know children are involved, there are a whole bunch of things we have to take in consideration when we're doing those assessments. But as long as they meet the financial guidelines, have an eviction notice or a demand letter, the landlord is willing to work with us. That's another issue. Sometimes the landlords say, I do not want the money. I just want them out of my property, because this is an opportunity for them to raise the rent.
Okay. Well,
So,
the question was, do you serve everyone, like men too,
we
single
do.
men?
Anybody that present to us that meet those guidelines I just stated.
And a hotel is less than paying for a rental property?
And not only that, you get clean sheets, you get, you don't have to worry about maintenance and upkeep. So in a way, it is beneficial to them.
I appreciate you giving us some results of what you've used the money for and who it helped, and
I
that you
always
are.
come with notes.
Yeah, I hear you. I see you. And that you're going to help with this money, probably about 25 more people.
Yes,
with
ma'am.
that. Now, so that money is not a lot of money. We realize that. When you run out of that, are you going to stop taking names on the waiting list again?
If there's no funds available, yes, ma'am, we'll have to.
Okay.
I don't like giving false hope, so
Okay. Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Commissioner Watkins?
Thank you, sir. out of curiosity, just following up, how long does it take you to run through or find or identify 25 families?
In the past, our grant probably would have lasted for the entire year award. Once we're awarded these funds, the grant lasts for 1 year. In the past, we've always had funds up until the end. Recently, because of the need in this area, we've been running out of funding way before the end of the grant. And we may have a few dollars left, and it's hard to get rid of $146 on a utility or a couple of $1,000s for rent. But for the most part, we've been going through the funding.
And it's not hard to believe at all. Like you
Yeah.
say, 20, based on just what I know about our city, 25 is not a lot of people. I mean, it's good that we're helping. But just based on the need, like I said, I can imagine if you had a waiting list, it would be out the door.
That is correct.
And again, appreciate you guys for y'all work. Really appreciate what y'all do. I was curious, while you're up there, y'all on the agenda for 2 items. There's an item A and an item E.
Thank you.
Could you just cover the difference between the two?
The other item is the CDBG Cares Hotel Motel. Here again, because of the way the Salvation Army have restructured their shelter, there's no space for single men or single women. Because of the need, again, Brookdale is always full. There are those persons that have medical conditions and a lot of other things going on with them, like schizophrenic medications, and they can't be around other people. So we need to put them in a hotel. Here again, this is the grant that EOC had said we may step out of this arena. We are understaffed. At this time, it might not be beneficial, but we serve the community. As a result, we cannot let the residents of Macon-Bibb County go with that gap not being filled. And I think as an agency, we are one of the better ones fit to serve with the capacity level that we have. And so as a result, we're applying for that money so we can put people in hotels that need to be placed in hotels. That amount of money we applied for is just a drop in the bucket. But I understand from the city, if we run out again, we may be able to ask for further funds.
That's good. That's good. And so if I'm understanding you right, item A, the $68,000 is designed to prevent homelessness by keeping folks in their home with assistance for rent and utilities. Item B, you're a little bit further down the pipe, and this is paying for
emergency shelter.
Emergency shelter, hotel, motel.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's $100,000.
Okay. I understand. And again, thank you for your work.
Thank you.
While you're here and we have an opportunity, we're all trying to figure out how to deal with homelessness. Consider you and your organization subject matter experts and some leaders in the space. Any recommendations or spaces you could see, or you could think that the county could do a better job, or things that we hadn't addressed? We don't get a lot of time to talk about it. So.
Well, at this point, with the way the different shelters have structured their system, we need more shelter space. We need additional shelter space that will house those people that are unhoused, unsheltered because they have problems. And by that, I mean we need a safe haven in Macon-Bibb County. There's not one single safe haven in the state of Georgia, and there are funds available, and this is an opportunity that the city could jump on. It's a 24/7 shelter. You can come in drunk, high, hungover, any way you like to be, and yet get the services that you need. And I think that's what we need moving forward.
And that's what you meant by a safe haven shelter, the 24/7?
Yes, it's a safe haven.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Commissioner Bronson?
Hey.
You got 2 items, sir?
Sorry about that. Good morning.
I didn't know this was going to be the Carlton Williams show.
I know, right? Man, we are on point. And it's only 9:30 in the morning. So I had a few things running through my head. So, for one, being educated in mental health counseling and so forth, we see and we deal with a lot of that, and a lot of times in our discussion, while it is reactive, what can we do? Kind of going back to the Commissioner Watkins' point. What can we do to be proactive in this particular situation? I know you stated additional space and so forth. My concern, and I'm saying this respectfully, hope I don't get jumped on later on about it, is that you don't want to have a situation where we are the hub for this particular thing, right? We don't want to become the hub for this particular thing. We want to be able to assist people and assist them to continue to move forward in life, not become stagnant.
Well, I hate to inform you of this, but we're already the hub of homelessness for a lot of the state. We get more transients through this area than any other area. I remember years ago taking pictures of Houston County dropping off their homeless on our day center steps, Salvation Army steps, because they claimed they did not have homeless in their counties. They put people on buses with one-way tickets and send them to Macon, Georgia. Every day, the clients that we screen over the telephone, they're coming from all these other states. We are already a hub. So since we're a hub, let's not take the problem at hand and make good of it.
And I'm with you there, right? I had an opportunity to talk with a gentleman on the Spring Street Bridge, and he told me flat out, he said, hey, the marshals picked me up. I went to court, did what I needed to do, and they brought me right back.
That's
And they
right.
dropped me off down in Macon, Georgia, but they called me in Atlanta.
That's right.
So you have that type of situation that's happening. So I guess my focal point here is, like I said before, is assisting them to continue to move forward in life. Now, I get what you're saying, right? And I understand that we've become indirectly that hub piece, but how do we continue to get these personnel back where they need to be in life, or assist them back where they need to be in life? We have plenty of programs.
Well, the sheriff's department is doing a good job by providing bus tickets to persons so that they can return to wherever they came from. But here again, that's just a drop in the
Drop in the
bucket.
bucket.
We now, the mayor has appointed Dr. J. Call, Reverend Dr. J. Call, as his homeless person. This is an opportunity for the city to look at the different things that are available and the city to step in and do. EOC, yes, we're a great agency, but our capacity only go to a certain level.
Yes, sir.
I'm getting on up there in years.
You're
I
young,
already
man.
worry Ms. Hill to death. So it's like with the different things that I think we should do, but the city needs to take on this challenge.
And I agree with you there. So in that spectrum, right, is there any way, I know you mentioned earlier as far as rent jumping and so forth, do we have any, and I guess this kind of goes toward the legal side of the house, do we have any pull or say in regards to price gouging in dealings of
With the rents?
with rents? I'm getting a lot of head shakes, so I'll skip that question.
I've asked that before, no.
So, okay, so moving on from that, cap off wise, is there a cap in regards to how many times a person can come in and get assistance from you guys? Is it a two-strike deal you out, or is it one-time deal, or?
Well, technically, our agency has a 1-year rule. Policy-wise, we have not put anything in the particular program as a policy to prevent it because it was never a problem before. But as of yesterday, I screened a client. She's asking for her 4th time of assistance with rapid rehousing in a 5-year period. So I think something has to be put in place. I would like to have funds available for people that really need it. Nothing has changed in her life. She's still job hopping, but we cannot deny her at this point.
And then the last question is focus point. My two main areas, in a sense, would be military veterans and seniors. Where do those two kind of fit into the services that are provided?
We will assist if there's no funds available through the Volunteer of Americas. That's because of the SSVF program, which is a supportive service for veteran families out of Warner Robins. They do serve families in Bibb County. we refer them to them first, and then if they cannot assist, then we move forward based on their need.
Okay, thank you so much for those.
Thank you all.
One more question before you go.
One more question.
Possibly. Just want to make one clarification. There was a new law that was passed this past year, which I think will provide some assistance. And you mentioned just briefly about people being able to reunite with family members outside of Macon-Bibb County as far as the bus is concerned. This is not just giving anybody a free bus ticket to go somewhere. The law requires you to actually make contact with the venue that they're going to and make sure they have a place there to stay and someone to take care of them. Otherwise, for those people in the past that you mentioned about shipping people to Macon-Bibb County, if in fact that would happen now, then Bibb County is entitled to recover from that county who sent the folks there the entire amount it would take to take care of this person, including their medical, their housing, and that. So there was a law that's passed, and we're certainly looking into that to make sure that we don't become that particular type of situation. But we're certainly in the business of helping people, and we're trying to give them a hand up and not a handout. So just want to clarify that this is not trying to dump on other communities with sending people out through a bus, and we don't appreciate the same thing happening here. But the law did change. It's going to give us some a way to respond to that. So we're excited about that. But at the same time, we want to make sure we're following the law. So we certainly want to make sure that when we have people that get in this situation that are basically traveling through Macon, they got stuck here, for lack of a better term, and can't get back home, and they have someone there, we will provide them the transportation, but we do verify on the other end, and the law requires us to do that. So I got a final question by Commissioner Jones, and then we'll move on with the vote.
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning.
You're telling me that Houston County delivers a busload of people to our community that are homeless?
No, sir, not a busload, a police car bringing different clients of theirs to Macon, Georgia.
And how long has that been going on?
I've been doing this over 20 years. I even had photos of the different police cars dropping off the clients.
And have you reported that to the mayor or the county manager? Any of those, all these years that's been going on?
Yes, sir, we did report it to the sheriff department in Houston County at one point in time. The Salvation Army was experiencing the same problem.
When you say we reported, who is we?
The Salvation Army and myself.
And what did they say?
At that time, they denied any of this going on. That's why we started taking pictures.
Yeah, I think the mayor and the administration needs to take note of that, and somebody needs to respond. If that is still happening, that needs to cease.
We are out of the day center business, so I'm not sure if that's still going on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Jones. There are some situations where we had someone get out of the hospital in an adjoining county, and I won't mention their name, down south of us, but they dropped them off at Brookdale, and of course, they're not set up at Brookdale to handle, extreme medical situations. So, but I will say, like I said, I don't want to get into pointing to our neighbors to either side. We're still helping folks, but we have a system now. We're trying to lift up Warner Robins. We've been working with them to try to help them get their shelter set up and provide some tools with them on the homeless arena. And they recognize that they have folks there that haven't been taken care of too, to take care of their own. Or those funds are going to need to come to Bibb County if we're going to take care of folks from outside this county. So we do have a great working relationship. Mr. Hall is doing a fabulous job coordinate all these things together, and I think we're headed in the right direction. Recently, I had a great collaborative conversation with Salvation Army, and I'm pleased to announce that they're going to start back taking men and women, single men and women, after that conversation. And we're going to work with them to kind of build some capacity there to increase what they have going on there once a few things are tightened up. So I do appreciate that y'all are a willing partner in this. But just remember, the money we're giving them is just one partner of many that we do to tackle this issue. So don't think that this is all the money we have going to this. Commissioner Watkins has asked for us to vote on items A and E at the same time. If there's no objection, we'll do that, since he's been speaking on both of those. So at this time, I entertain a motion to approve items 7A and 7E. And got a motion. There's a second by who? Commissioner Bronson. All those in favor of that motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and will be sent to consent agenda next week. Item B is a resolution of Macon-Bibb County Commission to authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with Family Advancement Ministries, granting an emergency solutions grant in the amount of $112,500 for the provision of homelessness prevention services as well. Ms. Jackson, anyone regarding that particular service here today?
Yes, we have the executive director, Gigi Ross, that's here in
Okay.
regards to that one.
And we'll have them come forward. I know she's looking forward to it, and maybe a lot of your questions have already been asked and answered, but
The
Yeah.
look she gave us.
if you don't mind, just basically tell your name and your title and who you're with first, and then I'll entertain any questions for commissioners before you start.
Certainly. Good morning. My name is Gigi Rolfs, and I'm the Executive Director of Family Advancement Ministries here in Macon.
Okay, and just tell me just a little bit, this $112,500 that we would be awarding to you today, what are those funds going to be used for, and approximately how many people will they be taking care of?
Right. For this grant, this is for homeless prevention, and it is rent and utility assistance for those who are facing eviction or a threat of eviction from the landlord or utility. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Utility disconnection. So we project we can, based on what we did last year, our average rent is a little over $2,000 in assistance and about $300 in utility assistance. So we're looking to serve about 45 families in this program. Our rents range from $550 to $3,900 last year that we paid in support of keep these families in their homes.
Okay, Commissioner Wynn?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for being here. Gigi, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for being here. Juanzina's putting everybody on the hot seat right now. Take her place. But
That's terrible.
thank you for what you do.
You're
I
very
had a
welcome.
question because I was looking at the Family Advancement Ministries website, and I noticed, do you serve men and single women? It said in one place that you serve women with children and pregnant women. Do you serve everyone?
We serve everyone. Different individual programs that we have, and we have about 8 different programs. We have a program for pregnant women. We have a program for parenting families, but we serve everyone regardless.
And I always ask this question, how do you reach the people that need this service? How do they know about it?
They know about it. I have 45 calls on my phone in my office this morning. We've been serving the community since the early 90s, and our best advertising, I think anybody would admit, is word of mouth. And as we serve our clients, they hopefully tell a good story about the services and support that we provide. Not only do we pay the rent and utilities, but we also offer our wraparound case management services that we attempt to give them, everyone, the tools that they need so that they won't be back to us in 6 or 12 months later. So we have an education program, but we serve, back to your original question, we serve anyone who gives us a call and meets those qualifications. Like for this grant, as Carlton said, it's 30% of the average median income. But we have other programs, if they don't meet that particular criteria, that we can try to knit them into.
So as in the last two we just discussed, you offer help on applications or rent. And is the rent limited like for 3 months or something like that? And just a second, the fact is that this sounds a lot like what we just talked about with these other services.
It is.
So is there duplication of services? Do people come to all these different agencies seeking the same thing?
Well, at times, I'll admit, they do try. But all of us are in.
Well, when they do try, how do you?
Well, we use a program called a Homeless Management Information System. It's a HUD program, and each client that comes to us not only is entered into my database, but it's also entered into HMIS. So I can see the assistance that the family has received for the last 7 years.
I asked that because we want to spread the wealth. We don't want to keep giving
Absolutely.
the same to the same
trust
people.
me, Carlton Williams has my cell phone number on his speed dial. Um, but we do work with all of the agencies that provide services. Now, in addition, you know, I may get donations next month. It's Christmas time that'll be targeted to rental assistance. And that money is a little more loosey-goosey than this one. It has
Loosey-goosey.
it has particular guidelines. And so in that way, we can serve people that would not fit into that square hole.
But back to my original question, you serve men, single men, and
Yes, we
single
do.
women, and
Yes.
men with families.
Yes.
So that website, maybe information was a little bit misleading for
Well,
me.
yes, and it was for particular programs. And particular programs with children, you have to be wary about whether you include it. So, but yes, we serve everybody.
Okay, so Mr. Williams gave us some, I'm not going to call you back up here, but some information on who's been helped through their services. You got some paper there, I know, some notes. How many people have you, families you've helped, and then what you might be able to do with this new money?
So with this new money, we project in our application to serve 45 families. Last year, we served a total of we paid out 89 rents and 193 utilities. Now, that wasn't all from this particular ESG grant. And in the last year, as Carlton probably explained better than I can, with those COVID funds, some of these funds ran out. We got some extensions. But last year, we did serve 89 families and prevented their eviction.
Right. Thank you for your work, and thank you for being here, Gigi.
Certainly.
Commissioner Watkins?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here, and again, thank you for the work that you do. I was a little bit curious, and again, because y'all are both serving, there very well may be duplication of y'all services, but because y'all are serving just such small numbers, like y'all are doing the same thing, but I don't think it seems unfair to call it duplication,
Right,
if
and
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
and we're both very small staffed.
I was curious, and I think we talked about it a little bit last year, and then I don't think I ever, the HIM system. Everyone uses the database. Is there, who would be the expert for us to relay what type of data has been collected? And because it strikes me that would be a great place to learn. And I know we've been talking about a census of homeless for some time, and I know Mr. Hall is making progress there. But if all of you guys are entering data into a database, it should be a way that that data could be spit back to us, tell us how many people and what stories are there. Am I thinking about this correctly?
Yes, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it would be DCA has that total information. I have the information that I
Correct.
provide.
So with regards to the information that as far as the HMIS system, with that particular system, that is a system that it will provide information, but only statistical information as far as the state is concerned. But it's actually in our annual consolidated performance report that tells you how many agencies and how many individuals were actually served during that time period. And we do that document every September. That gives a breakdown of every agency and how many people that agency actually served.
Okay. And there's statistical information in HIMSS, and I can find that in a report that you did last month, September.
Yes, it's actually in the report. It spits out it'll only give you like the data to show you, again, with regards to the number of individuals, the type of program that they actually receive services for. And it'll only be for Macon-Bibb County with regards to that particular report.
Okay, and that's online?
It's a part of our CAPER. I think it is still listed out there online, but I can make sure you get a copy of it. It's our consolidated annual performance report that we're required to do by the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Okay, and that's good. I would love that. Also, I guess to my question on the HIM system, though, and if you've already done it, I guess you're saying you already done it in the CAFR, so there would be no need to reproduce something.
No, not in that situation, no.
Okay,
It'll be
alright.
the actual information that's there. Now, again, we report based upon July 1 to June 30th.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be looking out for the CAFR. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. And likewise, Brookdale and other resources also use the HMIS system, and some of the information is produced once a year from them. So I appreciate you being here today. If there's no further questions, we'll go ahead and call for a vote. Is there a motion to approve item B? Motion by Commissioner Lucas, second by Commissioner Bronson. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries and be sent to consent agenda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. Item C is a resolution making Bibb County Commissioner authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Meals on Wheels of Middle Georgia to provide $208,215 in community development block grant, CDBG CV funds for Meals on Wheels to provide home delivered meals to low-income seniors and assist those that need immediate food assistance. A motion to approve by Commissioner Lucas, second by, Tillman, second by Commissioner Lucas. And got one question for Commissioner Wynn. Commissioner Wynn?
Yeah, this is not a question, this is a comment. Well, you
What?
can stand up there if you want to, but this is so important. This one has my heart here. I think we ought to give them double the amount of money that we're putting down here, really, for the, because I'm gonna write a check because I'm a senior and I might fall into that one day, but I think this is so important that we continue this. See, no questions, just a good comment. I support this and vote yes already.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you for being here today. That motion carries to be sent to consent agenda. Item D is a resolution making Bibb County Commission to authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with First Choice Primary Care Granting Emergency Solutions Grant ESG funding in an amount of $57,027 for the provision of case management services. A motion by Commissioner Tillman, second by whom? Second by Commissioner Bronson. Any questions? She is here today. Raise your hand, wave at us. Thank you for being here. And also, if you want to drive out the Houston Avenue, you can see the project that we help provide funding for right across from Cliffview Road, primary choice care that's going to be going there. So that's what that information is for. Yes, ma'am? She's good. She said she's okay. She knows she's good if no questions are asked. Mr. Tillman, you had something to add, sir?
No, I was gonna ask her the question for Commissioner Wynn. Which question?
No.
They need you to volunteer?
Yes. All those in favor, please say aye.
Yeah.
Opposed, nay. All right, thank you very much. You didn't have to say anything. We've already done E, so we're going to move on to F, which is a resolution of the Bibb County Commission to authorize the mayor to execute a contractor agreement with Gold Coaster Ventures, whereby Macon-Bibb County will provide funding under the Home Investment Partnership Program in an amount of $98,737 for the construction of one single-family unit home. And Ms. Jackson, if you don't mind, just tell those at home who may not know what the home grants are, just a little bit about that. And is there anyone that's going to be talking about that construction here today other than you?
We do have a representative with regards to that particular development, Ms. Nancy Joseph. They go by Boda. If there are any questions with regard to this. For the home investment program, these are funds that we receive from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. And with these particular funds, that they are to provide affordable housing opportunities for low to moderate income individuals within Macon-Bibb County. For this particular one, it is a single family unit that will be actually rehabilitated as far as this particular application was. We take home applications with regards to our funds, just as we do for community development block grant funds. And this particular agency applied to us, and we are recommending moving forward with the application that was submitted.
Okay, questions from commissioners? Here are no questions. I'd like to make a motion to approve. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Tillman. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries to be sent to consent agenda. I saw Mr. Hatcher here. I'm sorry, I assume that he's got something to do with these tiny homes. Resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission to authorize the mayor to execute an independent contract agreement with River Edge Foundation, whereby Macon-Bibb County will provide funding under the Home Investment Partnership Program in amount of $800,000 for construction of 5 tiny homes. And I know there'll be a couple questions, especially from my commissioner to the left right here, but can you just mind stepping up here to tell me a little bit about the $800,000 for 5 tiny homes may seem like a lot, so if you can just kind of explain what all goes into those dollars there.
Sure.
I didn't take this off. Good morning, Good morning, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. Yes, this is phase two. You funded phase one, which is on the construction right now. We're about 60% complete in East Macon. And so this is the second phase that will make a total of 10 tiny homes that will provide for people who are homeless and have a mental disability. We provide the rental assistance for them in terms of to make it affordable, and also provide case management services for their mental health.
And how many square feet are each of these tiny homes?
These are a little bit bigger than my first ones. These are 670 square feet, a little bit bigger. One bedroom, full kitchen, living areas, and full bath as well.
And it also comes with case management for those
Also
folks.
come with case management services as well.
And how do you qualify? How does one qualify to get into these homes?
First of all, you have to have two things. You have to be homeless, and you have to have a diagnosed disability. To qualify for that, they will basically have an assessment done through ELC. Carlton does an assessment. We are partners in this deal. Determine whether it's the best housing option for that individual. Could it be public housing? Could it be rapid rehousing? Or could it be permanent supportive housing because they do have a mental disability and they are homeless? Carlton sends a referral to us. We interview the individual and then place them in a home and then provide that case management services for them.
Got a motion by Tillman, second by Ms. Lucas, but I've got three questions coming over.
Sure.
First one's going to be Commissioner Wynn.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I saw you coming in this morning, Mr. Hatcher, so I knew you were on the hot spot.
I'm never on the hot spot.
No, thank you for what you do, too.
Well, thank you.
I'm really, I'm interested in these tiny houses. Where are the ones that have already been built right now?
Well, they're right now on the corner of Morrow and Woodford. And so right now you'll see the first 5 being built. They're already dried in. They have siding on them. We're getting ready to start painting and putting some brick on them. And so they're already being constructed.
So the mayor kind of alluded to this at the beginning. $800,000 for how many houses? Was
5.
It? 5. That's a lot for a tiny house.
Well, number one, materials going up, as you know, through the pandemic, and number two, the land and also the development of the land. The site that we were building these on was a challenge. And so a lot of the work is going into the site work to make sure we have proper drainage and proper access to the building in terms of for fire department to get in. So those was the big challenges when you're building in some neighborhoods that have tough terrain.
So where are you proposing for these next ones to be built?
Pardon?
Where are the proposing?
These are going to be in the same location. This is phase 2.
Okay.
So phase 1 is already built. That was the first 5 that you already funded. And also then phase 2 is the remaining 5 to make a total of 10.
Are we going to get out there in West Macon?
You are.
Bloomfield.
And you approved, we're getting ready to do some on Bloomfield. And so we have.
South Macon, yeah, West Macon.
Yes, Wake. Okay. Well, but we are basically, Bloomfield is next. We're looking to start breaking ground. We already tore down a house that was there existing. And so we'll be doing construction by December. All the plans are done. We're just taking them through the process right now. We're planning and zoning all the various departments to approve all the drawings.
So if you just tore down one in Bloomfield, are you able to build 2 in the place of one?
I'm building 26.
The whole complex.
Wow, okay, that's great.
Don't ask Mr. Tillman where it's at.
So we're building 26.
They'll tell you too much information.
And so we're excited about that as well.
Okay.
So one of the things that Carlton talked about is dealing with landlords and apartment complexes. Rents are going up. We are owning these properties. We are making them affordable. We are not charging people arm and a leg to stay here. If they have no income, we have a grant that pays their income and their rent, pays their rent and their utilities. If they do have income, no more than 30% of their income goes towards their rent to make it affordable to allow them to stay in these homes. The key word here is permanent. These are permanent supportive housing. We provide the case management services. As long as they abide by the lease and follow the house rules, they'll stay there for the rest of their lives.
That was my question. Is there any way how long can they stay there? But they just follow the rules, they can stay there?
Yes, ma'am, the rest of their lives. We've been in this program since probably about 18 years, and we still have people who's been there in the 18-year period.
Well, I think it's fabulous that they're getting new housing. I hope they keep them up around them.
We make sure they do that too.
Okay.
Not only the inside, but the outside as well. We want to be good neighbors, so we put
Yeah.
these in neighborhoods. I will have to point out to you each of the houses that we own in each of the neighborhoods because we are good stewards in those communities.
Good, good. Thank you, Cass.
Mr. Bronson?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I had a chance to ride by the development in East Macon. I got to say, it looks good.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
2 questions for you. One is, how is the location determined in regards to tiny houses? And 2, going back to my fellow commissioner here, what are the plans of putting any, have we looked at Lizella or North Macon for any of the tiny homes?
We have not. And one of the things that really we don't go too far, actually your second question first, is because, many of the clients that we serve don't have transportation.
Okay.
And to get back and forth, and so amenities as well, to get to the grocery store, to be able to buy food. So we try to put them somewhere where there are close amenities. When we apply for a grant, I have to make sure that within a radius that I can allow them to basically not be in a food desert, to allow them to be able to have the amenities to sustain themselves as much as possible. The second question is, we basically find land that's available, sometimes through the Land Bank Authority. That is another one of our partners that we use. If there's vacant land through the Land Bank Authority and it needs to be put into production, especially if any federal funds have been put into that project, we go out and try to put it back into productions and put it back into operations.
Okay, sounds good. I just wanted to kind of get that information as far as how it's determined, and of course, if you guys are looking at the
Sometimes we
area.
beg, and sometimes we beg for land. Mr. Mayor can attest to that.
Understood. I know there's just been one of those questions in regards to Lozella and North Macon probably being looked at the next location. So we're just kind of throwing it out there.
Sure, okay. Thank you very much. We'll look.
All right, thank you so much.
I got Commissioner Lucas, and I think Ms. Wynn's light came back on. You have another question? Okay. Commissioner Lucas?
My only thing would be a comment, and just to applaud this whole effort, because the first, I was privileged to be at the ribbon cutting for the first tiny houses over on Menard Street. Cutest little development. It's well kept. Everything. The folks who are living there have merged into the community or attending churches in the area, or citizens of that community. And not only that, but it's cleaned up some spots that were just terrible as far as the dilapidated structures and all of that. So not only the tiny houses, but the neighborhood housing that's all over the community now, which says that, I mean, these are things that are positive for all of Macon. So I applaud you for the work that you've done over the number of years that you've been associated with Macon-Bibb. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas. Commissioner Wynn, you got a follow-up?
Mr. Hatcher, it's $160,000 if you divide that $800,000 by 5. So some of that is to purchase the land and then get the area.
Site work, yes, ma'am.
The site work
Yes,
done.
ma'am. Yes,
Part of
ma'am.
that, okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's all.
Okay. We do have a motion and second. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. All right, last item, item H, is a resolution of the Macon-Bibb County Commission to authorize the mayor to execute an independent contractor agreement with Macon Area Habitat for Humanity, whereby Macon-Bibb County will provide funding under the Home Investment Partnership Program in the amount of $285,338 for the construction of 2 new detached single-family residential homes. I see Ms. Ivy here today, and we also have an event, I think, today at some point in time where we're going to be doing something we've been looking for a long time, and that is eliminating some blight that we've done in the recent past and replacing those with homes today on Carmen. So we hope many people can attend that. So Ms. Wazina, we'll let you make any comments you wish on that. And if anybody else wants to talk prior to asking any questions, we'll do that as well.
This is also an application that was submitted to us with regards to this particular project to provide affordable housing, home ownership opportunities as far as the Linmore Estates area. And we do also have Ivy Hall, who is here, who is the executive director with regards to that particular organization for Habitat for Humanity.
Thank you. We heard from Commissioner Watkins, and then we may bring Ms. Hall back up.
So my question isn't directly on Habitat for Humanity. I got some follow-up on the caper. That I can do it now, or if somebody, I'll yield if somebody has a question directly on Habitat.
Some follow-up on?
Caper home.
Okay. Yeah. Would someone like to make a motion on Habitat? A motion by Mayor Pro Tem Clark, second by Commissioner Wynn. Any questions regarding that item to her? Hearing no questions, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries to be sent to consent. Thank you for being here, Ms. Hall, and with you, Commissioner Watkins.
And so I just had a chance to look through real briefly the 2019 report. And so if I'm looking at it right, it's showing that our report 956 individuals were served and a total of 275,000 was spent. And I was hoping for some context, particularly, and part of what I'm looking for is what the universe of people experiencing homelessness or going through these types of traumas equate to in our community. Because we talk about building shelter and capacity, what should we be thinking about? And so, like with this number, I see the 956. And that works out to like $287 a person that was served. But just some context of what was going on there, and I assume it's pretty close to what's happening this year. And I know, and I guess one of the things that throws me, I know this report is about people served, and like from what we just got through discussing, most folks are around the 50 to 100 caseload type stuff. So just a little context that helped me out as I'm reading it later.
So in that particular one, I don't have it in front of me to see what your numbers are referring to, but just based upon the number of them, that it sounds like it also includes the CARES Act funds that we received, which would be to prepare for or to prevent or respond to COVID-19. So that would include numbers with regards to the shelters that received funds with regards to us. So that would be their numbers. That would be Salvation Army. That would also include Brookdale. It would also include homeless prevention as well as rapid rehousing individuals. And it will also include, as far as case management. The number also includes the number in the household. So for example, if you had you might have 4 people in a household, you might have 1 person in a household. So that would include all those individuals as a part of that.
Okay. And like you mentioned, COVID does that number in 2019 is the one that's online. Is that inflated due to COVID, or is that
Yes.
probably
So what
would be
happens is for emergency solutions grant funds, we only receive about 100 and something thousand each year with regards to that particular funding source. That's emergency solutions grant. But as a part of COVID and emergency solutions grant, we received a substantial amount more. We received about $1 million with regards to that particular funding source that then allowed us to assist as far as Brookdale was concerned, also providing additional homeless prevention as well as additional rapid rehousing, and then also additional services for emergency shelter at the Salvation Army. So with those funds, we were able to actually expand what was being provided as far as our community to address those individuals that were homeless or in jeopardy of becoming homeless as a result of COVID-19. Again, with those particular funds that were provided to us, they're special funds, and they must have been that person was either some type of prevention as far as COVID, some type of preparation, or either in regards to a response as far as COVID for those particular funds.
And does the HIM system provide like a closeout report, or like 2019 family X was in this type of situation and now they're either stable or now they're more homeless? Does it provide that type of context, or that's
So
wishful
it won't
thinking?
provide it from that particular perspective. It'll give you what the numbers are, but there is a time period wherein a family, if they're no longer receiving services, that they should be exited out of the system.
But it would be, we're not certain if I'm looking at it, whether or not an exit would be a positive exit or a negative exit, for lack of a
So
better
when
term.
when the family is exited out of the system, then you have to put what that situation was. Did they receive housing somewhere else? Did they become stable? Were you no longer able to locate them? So it does have information that says what was the reason for them to exit the program, and it could be that for that particular program that they may have received all the funds that they could receive as a part of the requirements and the policy associated with that particular funding source.
Okay. All right, I'll stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Watkins. Thank you, Ms. Jackson, for being here today, and all the speakers you had, for being here today to provide that information. At this time, we're going to move on to executive session. We do have a need to go into executive session for consultation with county attorneys, other legal, counsel, I'll get you a second, to discuss a pending or potential litigation, settlement, claims, and property and all other allowed by law. Commissioner Lucas, you have something before we do that?
Yeah, before we vote on that, Reverend Finney, that we recognized at the last meeting, you remember he showed us a picture of the founder of the church, St. Peter's. He would like for us to consider maybe pulling that particular one back and adding Reverend Ben's name to the designation plaque. He is just a very unselfish person, and he felt, kind of that he didn't need to be the only one honored. So, at the appropriate time and with the help of legal, I'd like to introduce something to withdraw the previous ordinance that we, yeah, and y'all kind of help me on how we can put in place and approve a change. I called Janice yesterday, and she called signs so that they could stop, because, they get right on
We'll discuss with
developing the
legal the proper
signs.
amendment to make on that
Okay.
and handle it. So
All right. I
thank you for
just
bringing it.
wanted to let y'all know
This
that
time,
he is just a wonderful person,
very humble, and I
unselfish.
appreciate him doing
Yeah.
that. Can I get a motion going to executive session? Motion by Commissioner Jones. We have a second. Second by Commissioner Howell. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We're now in executive session. Got a motion to come out of executive session? Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Clark, second by Commissioner Wilder. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. We now have executive section. There's no other items on the agenda today. This meeting is hereby adjourned.